Great. So we got Igor from EOS Rio. He's going to talk about Hyperion and great technical block producing team here, and so they have a great wallet and also this tool Hyperion. So I'm going to let you introduce yourself for a minute, and then you can dive straight into the presentation, Igor.
Okay, cool. Thank you. My name is Igor. I'm the head of technology here at EOS Rio. We are a block producer based in Brazil, Rio de Janeiro. Our main goal is with the technical infrastructure of the EOS network and the maintenance and the health of the network. And we also aim to build a good ecosystem around EOS in Brazil to help local communities and developers to fulfill their life goals. So today we are going to talk about Hyperion, which is a tool that I first announced in the technical panel in the EOS conference in Seoul, South Korea. And we have evolved a little bit more since then. And now we are gathering help with from other block producers to increase our monitoring capacity and our logging capacity. So let me share my screen. It will be a pretty much live presentation with real data. So I'm just going to show a single slide, actually my wallpaper here. So, well, here we see we have different fronts on the Hyperion platform. We have the block producers providing logs to the platform. We have ingest nodes that are responsible to feed every single block that the EOS block produce to Hyperion, and any other node that joins us in the future will be able to provide system metrics like CPU, RAM, and any disk usage metrics that they want in order to build intelligent data on the platform. We are building a EOS Health dashboard. Will be a web page focused for the general public, for the token holders, where we'll be able to see most of the graphs that we are showing today. They will be in a friendly format for everyone. And we will provide dedicated analytics for dApp developers so they can see what's going on with the usage of their dApps, right? And also, Hyperion is already powering history APIs, faster history APIs for users. So our wallet, simplest wallet that Domi showed before, it's using Hyperion to fetch all the tokens automatically, and some block explorers like blocks.io from EOS Cafe and HKEOS, it's already using this API to provide a faster history output for tokens and actions, right? So let's go to the, and one important thing, we are building a certificate, identity certification for the block producers that will allow us to identify that the data is being provided by a real block producer. So instead of having trash data coming from a lot of nodes, right? So let's go to the dashboard here. I prepared some data in Kibana. So we are doing everything using the stack from Elasticsearch. And I prepared some data like this week. Last week, we had the EOS 888 event on the 8th of August. And one interesting thing that we were able to see in this event that the constant spammer of the network, the block Twitter accounts, as soon as the event started and we got real users requesting actions on the chain, the block Twitter account quota of CPU was cut off, and then everybody was able to perform their actions without any problem. So this shows the CPU algorithm working in real life. And here we can see the most used actions in that period also, okay? So going on, this is from the last month. Hyperion is able to analyze, we can do like what Google Analytics do for a lot of dApps, and then we can analyze which actions are most used in each contract. So for instance, here we have the EOS button, is like the most used dApp in the last 30 days, followed by the Pro Chain Tag and Monster EOS. So for a long time, the feed pat action was the single most used action on the EOS blockchain. So, but we are seeing a lot more contracts being created in the blockchain. So I created this little dashboard that will be updated live. And this is, we can see here in the left top corner, the number of active contracts that are active on the network that have been deployed. We can see the number of tokens that have been deployed. There's a huge number of different symbols, different tokens that are already deployed in EOS. And this 62,000 is the number of different users that can that have been signing transactions on the EOS blockchain. We also have RAM market statistics. We can see the green line, the RAM buying versus RAM selling through the last 90 days since the beginning of the chain. And here the unique actors that have been used. Basically the daily, weekly usage of the chain being measured here, right? And we can do this for several other things. We have not only the logs from the actual node system logs, and we have also all actions in the blockchain indexed. So right now we have about 500 gigabytes of data indexed, which is growing a lot, but we are to scale this. You see here, for instance, the number of transactions that has been packed in each block through the days. So we are almost reaching 2,000 transactions in a block, which could mean 4,000 transactions per second. More? Okay, this is a nice one. We can have a cloud map for the tokens. This is the larger the symbol, the highest number of transactions are being executed using that symbol. So we have some big tokens going on, and there are all the other 1,000 most popular tokens here also. Let's go on. Oh, this is nice, a little bit worrying, but understandable. This is the voting actions. So the number of users that have been voting for since the beginning of network activation, a lot of users voted, and then the number of users voting is starting to go down, but this can show us if people are actively changing their favorite producers or not. Okay. We can see, we can also analyze inside a specific token. This is the actual EOS native token. And we can volume of transfers in amounts, and which accounts are receiving the most, the highest amounts of EOS. And then we can obviously see the big exchanges here receiving most of the tokens, which is good. I see volume liquidity. We can also analyze in terms of the logs. Now, instead of actions, I'm analyzing the logs that are being provided by different ingestion nodes, logging nodes. And this is for the last 6 days. For instance, we have the number of signed blocks per producer. So we can basically see who is missing blocks or not in every day since the beginning, and also per schedule. So if we eventually want to see a specific schedule, we can check who has missed blocks, and maybe detect problems. So the goal of Hyperion is to detect problems on the network. And we have been able to help B1 to patch some issues already. For instance, the latency issue that we had like recently this week, Hyperion was able to detect several anomalies in latency from the nodes, and we could see on the schedule where that's coming from, and this is a very valuable tool for preventing new bugs to happen. And so we had several latency issues, and after the patch, I think everything is fixed for now. We need to wait, but it is important for the health of the ecosystem. What more? Let's go here. So this is on a per producer level, we can analyze the performance of each block producer in terms of how many transactions per second they are processing in the blocks. And if something, this point here is probably some indexing issue from our side, so we are verifying everything. But we can see if some block producer has a specific problem, and maybe it's a node-use bug, maybe it's a producer error, producer issue. But this is very valuable for that. This is the same graph as the other one, but in form of a heat map. So this is the actual schedule order, and there we come to another problem that we are trying to solve with Hyperion, which is scheduling and optimizing the schedule. So with this tool, if we have like almost all the block producers providing latency logs from every other producer, we are able to build a map and optimize the latency between producer. And with that, we can provide the chain with a better schedule, and this will optimize the throughput of transactions, right? And so for now, the schedule is alphabetic order only, which is not very well optimized. And I think hopefully we can build something that will propose a optimized schedule on chain using off-chain data. Cool. What more we have here? And this is basically the total number of actions per day. So if you guys know about Blocktivity, that site that monitors the activity of the chains in number of transactions, we can have like here over almost 9 million actions per day. Okay. Yeah, I think what I prepared for today, that's it. What we are doing now, we have our Hyperion repository on GitHub. We are working on collecting logs from other nodes. So if you are a block producer, if you are a app developer, if you have a full node that you want to join the network to collaborate, all you need to do is create an issue here. You can create an issue requesting your certificate. We will validate your data, confirm that you are a real producer on the network, and then we will provide you a Docker. You feed the logs, and then you start collaborating to Hyperion. Okay. So yeah, that's it for now. We plan to open the dashboard website soon, as soon as we get the design ready and decide which graphs we want to show. And yeah, if you have questions, let us know. Let me see here.
Hey, thanks so much, Igor. Yeah, it seems like a powerful tool. So what I'm gonna do is bring in Rodrigo and Ali as well,
Sure.
So they might have some questions about Hyperion. And at the same time, you can feel free to answer any questions that you see people asking while I invite Rob. And
yeah, people asking for an endpoint. So for now, we don't have an endpoint with all the data. We have some endpoints that are being used by the block explorers. So if you want to have access to specific token from an account, you can we have some endpoints for that, but the Elasticsearch endpoint with full data, we will not, we haven't made it available yet. We will have that in the future.